In this video, I'm going to show you how to take existing content like a monthly newsletter and link that to a SchoolFusion page. So rather than copying and pasting the information out of the newsletter into SchoolFusion, you can actually just use the newsletter itself. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to start with a newsletter and we're going to save it as a PDF file. Now if you already know how to do this, you can skip this part, but for those of you that don't know how to do this, I'm going to go through it now. I have a newsletter here and I've done it in Publisher, but it would work the same if you did your newsletter in Word. So I'm going to go to File and I'm going to click Save As. And down here for Save As Type, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find PDF. And give your newsletter a name. And make note of where you're saving it. You probably want to put it in your H drive. Go ahead and click Save. And then we'll go ahead and exit out of that. Alright, here we are in SchoolFusion, and you need to be logged into SchoolFusion. Now, a lot of the elementary schools have a special tab called Newsletter, and so I'm here at Woodland Park, and I'm going to use the Newsletter tab at Woodland Park to show you how to do this. So I'm going to click on the Newsletter tab, and once I get into the newsletter, I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit Page. Now there's already some content here on this newsletter page, so you probably want to go ahead and delete that first, but I'm just going to add this to show you how to do it. So let's say this is the November newsletter, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to type out what it is I want my link to say. So we'll put November newsletter, and then I'm going to highlight November newsletter because that's the information that I want them to click on, and I'm going to click the Insert or Edit Link button. And now we're going to browse the server and find our newsletter. So once you get in here, you'll see this browse button down here at the bottom. Go ahead and click that, and then find the newsletter that you saved and open it. And then over here you need to click upload. And it'll take a few seconds and you should see that newsletter in your list up here. So go ahead and click on it in the list, and then here we'll go ahead and click OK. Now we can see that the November newsletter has been changed to a link. So if we go down here and publish this, and it should take us back to our page. Here's the November newsletter. There it is, a link. And when I click on that, it's going to open the newsletter file that we just uploaded. So that's one way that you can do that. Another way that you can do that, and I'll quickly take you to Bel Air so that you can see what Bel Air has done. They also have a newsletter tab here, but you can see that they have, instead of clicking on words, they have actually some fun little pictures to describe each month, and then you're clicking on the picture instead, or you can click on the words too. So that's how Bel Air has chosen to do it. So I'm going to go back to Woodland Park and I'm going to show you how you can use an image to so we're going to go back to Edit Page. And this time I'm going to go ahead and delete November newsletter, and instead of clicking on Insert, typing my words and clicking on Insert Link, I'm going to click on Insert or Edit the Image. Now for this to work, you really need to have a picture already found, and I have some appropriate pictures. So I'm going to click Browse Server again, and this looks just like when we uploaded the newsletter file. And I'm going to go ahead and click Browse, and I'm going to find an image that I already have saved somewhere on my computer or on my H drive. And I have one of a turkey here. That's good for November, so we'll go ahead and open that, and we'll click Upload. And then again, you should see it up here in your list. Once it appears in your list, you want to click on it. Now you can see a preview right here, and notice that this one is pretty big. You can see the width and the height numbers right here. I like to change the width to about 200. That's probably 200 or 100. That's, just play around with those numbers. You can see that the height automatically adjusts according to what you put in the width. So kind of play around with that until you get the image to where the size that it looks good. And then before we go out of this, we're going to click on Link, and here we're going to browse the server again. And we're going to find the newsletter. Now remember, we already uploaded the newsletter previously. You might have to browse again and find it. I'm going to go ahead and click Monthly Newsletter 2. That's the one that we did. So now when they click on this picture, they will actually open up the newsletter. So we'll go ahead and click OK here. And now we can see, we'll go ahead and publish this. And when we go back out to our newsletter tab, You can see that when we hover over that, see how that changes to a pointing finger, and if we click on that, it's actually going to open up that newsletter that we uploaded. So there's two different ways that you can link content to your newsletter page.